Yeah, no, we will get on great. So
Well, I suppose this was with Emma. How was that?
Yeah, it was. It was actually okay. It was just the anticipation. I think but neither of us were kind of looking forward to it.
Come on.
I know it sounds crazy, really. 'Cause, Emma's amazing, but
Because you're friends, and it's such a
yeah,
strange thing
I've
to do
seen
with a
her grow
friend.
up. I've known her since she was 9, and it just doesn't feel right. It's just kind of something quite unnatural about it.
So was it like kissing Mary Catamon?
Oh yeah, that was different. That was actually quite strange. She was pregnant at the time as well, so that kind of added a different take on it. But yeah, that's quite a cool
It's a
thing.
bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
And we heard you brought your ice cream truck to the premiere.
Oh yeah, I brought it on the last day of filming.
Oh, okay.
And,
to serve ice cream to everybody?
Yeah, me and Emma both were serving everyone. Yeah, it was really good actually. Yeah, it's fun.
What kind of ice cream were you serving?
The classic 99.
So the whippy.
The flake, yeah.
So you've
Whippy, yeah.
Why did you buy an ice cream then?
I'm not really sure anymore. It's always been
Because he can.
yeah. It's always been like a bit of a childhood dream, really, to be a. It was what I wanted to do, was be an ice cream man for a long time. And, yeah, I've had the van for a while now.
Do you take it for little spins?
I don't very often anymore because I've found that when I take it out, I form queues of people wanting ice cream.
You get arrested.
Yeah, it's quite a tricky thing.
So the ice cream man, and then you the designing hats. Any other careers you are going to surprise us with?
Well, I don't know. It was I never really kind of thought I'd really kind of get into this. Really, it was kind of a surprise to me. But I always kind of loved acting and stuff. But I was it's weird to think kind of what I'd be doing if this didn't come around. It's kind of a bit of a fluke how I got into it. So I'm quite grateful.
There's some really intense moments in this movie, as there are in all the Potter films, but your character really is terrorized. And are you concerned at all about the level of some of the scary bits for some of the fans?
Yeah, I think kids quite like to be scared though.
Yeah.
So I think they won't kind of have too much. But yeah, naturally I think these films are getting kind of darker, and as we're kind of growing up, the kind of environment is becoming like more. I mean, you don't see us in school uniform.
No, you're out of the school for the first
Yeah.
time. What's that mean to your character to get out? Is that why you think your character was able to evolve a little bit more? He came out of Hogwarts and more into the real world?
Yeah, and I think we see kind of a much harsher side of all the characters, kind of given their kind of new situation and kind of being on the run and missing their families and being kind of tired and just living in this little tent together. It just kind of causes a lot of kind of clashes in our
But there's also the spell, the evil, the thing that you have around your neck that starts taking sucking your goodness away, you could say.
Yeah, that was really cool to kind of have that kind of aspect to it. Just having this relationship. These Horcruxes are just kind of evil objects, and really kind of it was fun to to play that, how that kind of affected all the characters.
But Ron and Harry sort of have this standoff in this movie. How was that to act when you've been best buds pretty much for the whole series?
Yeah, it felt really really cool actually. It was kind of something quite different we've done with the character. I mean, they've kind of had little arguments before, but it's kind of nothing on this kind of scale. This kind of was quite serious, and it's quite kind of shocking to see kind of this aggression in all of them. So it's not something we've seen before, and it was really cool.
What was this is obviously the first time you guys are making two parts of one of the books. What was your reaction when you first read the script and realized, wow, we're getting a lot? Like, this is not the abridged version, this is the full-on book.
Yeah, I mean, I think the decision to make it kind of two parts, I think really helps just to kind of get every all the detail in the book kind of into these films, and it's really, it feels like a very different kind of Harry Potter film. I think not having the school is kind of quite major in that. Kind of it just makes the whole environment a lot, because Hogwarts is kind of this kind of symbol of safely. And without that, it's kind of a really scary world.
Well, what was your reaction though? Because the David said it was a 263-day shoot. Obviously, that's a lot bigger than the previous films, as far as I can guess. Could you sort of talk about, what was your reaction realizing, oh my God, I'm going to be filming this for like a year?
Get paid twice?
No, I mean, we just treated it as one film and just one long film because we filmed them all kind of simultaneously, and yeah, it was long. It did feel long, but it was really confusing as well because we did kind of both parts together, and I regularly kind of didn't know what was going on. But it was. I mean, as I say, it didn't really feel like a usual Harry Potter film. It was because kind of we were on a lot of location, and it was nice to kind of just get out of the studio.
You talked a bit about being thrown together at age 9 or 10 or whatever it is. Can you sum up how you felt you've changed, or your buddies here have changed, Emma and Dan? How have they changed, particularly in the last decade?
I don't know. I mean, they kind of haven't changed much at all. I think we're all kind of, at heart, all kind of the same people. I think, obviously, physically we've changed quite dramatically. Yeah, I haven't really. It's weird. I only really noticed kind of how long this has been when I kind of look at the early films and see the difference. Apart from that, it's kind of just happened kind of feels quite quickly.
Just almost gradual, hard for you to notice. Almost,
Yeah. But it's quite scary to think.
Did you enjoy the romantic sparring on the movie? This one, obviously, was there tension between you and Emma? Or
Yeah.
obviously, the violence almost between you and Dan was the.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the middle of there is that love tension.
Yeah, it's always quite cool to I mean, in this one, it kind of takes the form of a lot of jealousy, I think, basically on Ron's part, because he sees Harry and Hermione kind of getting quite close. I think it's not until part 2 where we see that kind of develop more, but yeah, it should be cool.
Is it going to give you a makeover? Can I ask that? Because you've got quite cool t-shirts on.
Oh,
One always has to wear these baggy jumpers.
Yeah.
Kind of, sometimes it gets really like...
Yeah, I know, it's kind of something I've kind of got used to over the year. But actually, I've got the most expensive wardrobe out of all the cast. Yeah, it's like, those jumpers are like real like designer stuff.
Right.
So it's, yeah, but I quite like all that. It's kind of adds to his character.
Do you like wearing all that? Were you kind of like...
Yeah.
Like really it was part of the role?
Yeah, it was kind of adds to the character, and like, all the stuff in the wedding, all the wedding outfits. That was quite a fun thing to do. Yeah.
You're so wonderfully, I want to use the word natural, funny, as a comic and making people laugh. Were you anxious at all about the dramatic demands that this part 1 has?
Yeah, I was a little bit because it's kind of new territory for Ron, and I didn't kind of quite feel that kind of comfortable with that, but yeah, I did 2 other films last year, and I kind of in those I got to kind of do a bit more kind of.
One was with Bill Nighy?
Yeah, Wild Target, yeah.
And what's the other one?
It was one that I did in Northern Ireland called Cherry Bomb, and yeah, it was really cool to just do something different and see different kind of elements of characters. And I kind of learned a lot from that, I think.
Is Cherry Bomb a thriller or a comedy or a drama?
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a thriller, I suppose. It was something I did a few years ago now. It was great to kind of have that experience.